welcome you again in this class for the students of standard 10th. Today in this session I will discuss about literary devices of this poem How to Tell Wild Animals, composed by Caroline Wells. So let's start. If ever you should go by chance to jungle in the east, and if there should to you advance a large and tawny beast, if he roars at you as you are dying, you will know it is the Asian lion. The literary device of this paragraph, first we are getting rhyme scheme. The rhyme scheme of this poem is A, B, A, B, C, C. As you are getting chance rhyme with advance, east rhyme with beast, and dine rhyme with lion. So we are getting A, B, C. A, B, C, C. Next one, enjambment, the continuation of a sentence to the next line without using any punctuation mark. So this, and if there tawny beast. A third line, and if there should to you advance a large and tawny beast. So continuation of these two sentences without using any punctuation mark. We are getting here enjambment. Third one, inversion. Inversion means the change in the format of a sentence. There is not a proper construction of the sentence. Here this if there should to you advance. This sentence shows the inversion because the construction of a sentence is not in a proper way, and this inversion in the construction of the sentence for poetic effect. So inversion. Next, assonance, use of vowel sound. Oh, you should go, should to you roars. You should go, and here we are getting O vowel sound, should to you here and roars. These words shows the continuation of a vowel sound. Next one, we are getting allusion, reference to a famous thing, place, species of animals, etc. Here this reference shows the about Asian lion. Next, metonymy, the words jungle in the east represent some countries of Asia, and the large and tawny beast represent the lion. This shows the metonymy. Next, we are getting figure of speech, onomatopoeia. This onomatopoeia shows the sound effect. The word roars represents sound. The sound effect in this sentence, it shows here the lion, the sound of lion, it roars, it shows the figure of speech, onomatopoeia. The next paragraph, or if sometime when roaming around, a noble wild beast greets you with black stripes on a yellow ground. Just notice if he eats you. This simple rule may help you learn the Bengal tiger to discern. The literary device of this paragraph, the rhyme scheme of this poem, A, B, C, C. Round rhyme with ground. A, U rhyme with next fourth line U, B. Here we are getting A, B, C, C. Learn rhyme with discern. So this figure of speech we are getting A, B, C, C. Next one, alliteration, repetition of a consonant sound. Here we are getting repetition of a consonant sound. R is repeated here, roaming round. These words, in these words, R is repeated. You and learn. Here the R is repeated, the start of a two or more closely connected word, roaming round. Inversion, change in the format of a sentence, the Bengal tiger to discern. Anastrophe, here we are getting the Bengal tiger to discern. Change in the format of a sentence for poetic effect. Allusion, reference to a famous thing, place, species of animal. Here it refers about Bengal tiger. We are getting allusion. Next, assonance, use of vowel sound O, or if some. O, if sometime when roaming round. use of a vowel sound is repeated, or vowel sound is repeated in these words. Personification, the tiger is given the human traits of greeting. These are the human, greeting is a human quality. So these qualities given to a tiger. Here we are getting the figure of speech personification. Irony, here the meaning is exactly opposite. How one can just notice if one is eaten. Here in this sentence we are getting irony. Just notice if he eats you. This simple rule may help you learn the Bengal tiger to discern. We are getting irony. This meaning is exactly opposite. How one can just notice if one is eaten or killed. Okay. Next paragraph. If strolling forth a beast you view, whose hide with spots is peppered as soon as he has leapt on you, you will know it is a leopard. It will do no good to roar with pain. He will only lap and lap again. Literary device of this paragraph: ABABCC, view, you, STU, view, you, peppered, leopard, pain again. In this you are getting the literary device ABABCC. Next one we are getting alliteration, use of consonant sound. H is beginning of the two words he has. Here he has. H is repeated here in this sentence. We are getting alliteration. Poetic license, a liberty to the poet to change the spelling in order to create rhyme or rhythm in a poem. Use of leapt instead of left. The spelling is here changed. Here the poetess has used leapt, L-E-P-T, in the instead of L-E-A-P-T. The correct spelling of this L-E-A-P-T. But here it is getting the poetic license. Repetition, use of LEP word, lep word is in the last sentence. Here lep word. Assonance, use of vowel sound. O, strolling forth you. Assonance, we are getting strolling forth you, whose spot O vowel sound. Consonants, use of I sound. Here we are getting consonants, use of I sound. He will only lap lap. This we can see consonants, L sound. Here we are getting L sound, L consonant sound repeated again and again. Retorts, negation is used to convey a positive meaning. It will do no good. Here no word is here used. It shows the retorts. So when we are getting no negative word, and this negative word is used to convey the positive meaning, here it is, we are getting figure of speech retorts. Next paragraph. If when you are walking round your yard you meet a creature there who hugs you very very hard, be sure it is a bear. If you have any doubts, I guess he will give you just one more carrot. The literary devices, rhyme scheme of this paragraph. Here we are getting A, B, A, B, C, C. Yard, hard. Yard rhyme with hard. There rhyme with bear. Guess, caress. So we are getting rhyme scheme A, B, A, B, C, C. Enjambment, the continuation of a sentence to the next line. If you are walking round your yard you meet a creature there, the continuation of a sentence without using any punctuation mark between two sentences. Here we are getting enjambment. Next, alliteration, use of W sound when walking. Here we are getting in the first sentence when walking. The use of H sound, who hugs. H sound, and use of B sound, be bear. Be bear. So we are getting alliteration in these words, in this sound effect. Assonance, use of vowel E. Meet a creature there. Here we are getting use of vowel sound here, vowel sound E. You can see here. Great. Anastrophe. Here we are getting next one, next literary device. Anastrophe, here there is a inversion in the construction of the sentence. If there you are creature there. If you have any doubts, I guess no. Here, if when you are walking round and round, you meet a creature there. There is an inversion in the construction of the sentence in this sentence. So we are getting the anastrophe. The sentence is not constructed in a proper way. Repetition, the word you is repeated. Very is repeated for poetic effect. Here very is repeated, and in first sentence repetition you, your. Here your and very. This sentence there is a repetition. Personification, the bear is given the human quality of hugging and caring. Here these are the cares and hugs. These are the human traits, and these qualities are given to a bear. It shows the figure of speech personification. Though to distinguish beast of prey, a novice might not plus the crocodile you always may. Tell from the hyena thus, hyena come with merry smiles, but if they weep, they are crocodiles. Literary device, rhyme scheme A, B, C, C. Here we are getting prey rhyme with may, non plus rhyme with thus, smiles rhyme with crocodiles. Next one, alliteration, use of consonant and sound. Novice, non plus. Novice, non plus. We are getting alliteration and the sound. The th. We are getting in this figure of speech alliteration. Enjambment, the continuation of sentence to the next line, though to distinguish might non plus. The crocodile hyena thus. Here we are getting enjambment. Though to distinguish beast of prey novice might non plus. Here there is no punctuation mark between these two sentences, so we are getting enjambment. Next one, the crocodile hyena thus. Here from third line to fourth line, the crocodile you always may. Tell from the hyena thus. This sentence, here these two lines are without using any punctuation mark between these two sentences. Anastrophe, there is inversion in the construction of the sentence for poetic effect, though to non plus. From this, though to non plus, distinguish beast of prey, a novice might non plus. We are getting anastrophe because the construction of a sentence in a not proper way, because it is inversion. There is inversion in the construction in the sentence for poetic effect. Personification, the hyena are given the human traits of smiling and weeping. Smiling and weeping, these are the human quality. These qualities are given to hyena. It shows figure of speech personification. Next, metaphor, there is a indirect comparison between hyena and crocodile. The point, comparison between weeping big tears. Weeping big tears, here there is a point of comparison. This is an indirect comparison between hyena and crocodile. Antithesis, opposite words. Smiles and weeps are opposite words. It are used for poetic effect. The true chameleon is small, a lizard sort of thing. He has not any ears at all and not a single wings. If there is nothing on the tree, this the chameleon you see. The rhyme scheme of this paragraph: A, B, C, C. Small, all things, wing, tree, see. So you can see here alliteration, use of S sound, he has not. You can see he has not. S sound, we are getting alliteration. Next one, consonance, use of G sound, singing, wing. G sound here is repeating, singing, single wing, G sound, single wing. So we are getting consonance. Metaphor, there is indirect comparison between chameleon and a lizard. Here, yes, we are getting metaphor, indirect comparison between chameleon and a lizard. The point of comparison is the creepy traits, because both are creepers. They are from reptile. So this is a point of comparison. They are reptiles. Litotes, a negation is used to convey the positive fact, has not, nothing. We are getting the fair figure of speech. Litotes, has not and nothing. It shows to convey the positive fact. The negation is used to convey the positive fact. We are getting litotes. Next one, synecdoche. A part, ears stand for the chameleon. Ears for the chameleon. Yeah, this we are getting. Repetition, the word the is repeated for poetic effect. It is for poetic effect. So thank you. I think all you understood this poem. So read it again and again for better understanding. So students, thank you.